Hello and welcome to SGPN's The Daily Dog. I'm your host, Britton Hess. This is episode number 220 of this show. Can't believe it. Today is a big day. It's a big week. If you're not paying attention, it's my wedding week, so I have to be very, very quick today. The show might not be the full 10 minutes. I'm sorry if it's a little bit shorter than usual, but I got all my complement of picks, so don't worry on that front. We got MLB. We got MLB pitchers, the first inning stuff. We went 4-0 on those picks yesterday, so 1-2 entries. That was beautiful stuff. NHL per usual, NBA per usual. We got our Lotto entry. We got our Dong Squad. We got it all in this compact and fast version of the show. And then, you know what? Maybe it's not even going to be that compact. It might just go the full 10 minutes. Who knows? Let's get into MLB entry number 1. We're going Gunnar Henderson, higher than 1.5 total bases against Brandon Pfaadt. And the D-backs, I think Pfaadt is kind of terrible, and I think Gunnar Henderson is rounding into his form this season. He obviously got a slow start due to the injury, but he's back, higher than 1.5 total bases there. And then Jake Irvin of the Nationals, higher than 2.5 earned runs allowed. I think the Dodgers are going to get on him early. I think the Dodgers are going to be happy to be facing a righty after a couple lefties in a row. Give me Jake Irvin higher than 2.5 earned runs with Gunnar Henderson higher than 1.5 total bases. That's a 3.12x multiplier. MLB entry number 2, James Wood, higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. I think that the Dodgers are going to get on him, but I think James Wood is just that good of a player that he's going to get his. I think Landon Knack is a hittable guy for the Dodgers on the bump. So give me James Wood higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. He was hot yesterday. I think he stays hot here. Then Kristian Campbell, young player for the Red Sox. He has been a bright spot for these guys who struggled to score. I think Kristian Campbell is going to score a run in this game. Kristian Campbell higher than 0.5 runs. So that with James Wood higher than 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs is a 4.4x multiplier. NBA entry number 1, Klay Thompson higher than 2.5 3-pointers against the Lakers. My man Luka is back in town. Well, Klay, we need you to send a message here. Higher than 2.5 3-pointers made. Let's get 3 or more 3-pointers. Hint, hint, there's going to be more reliance on his 3-pointers later on in the show. Then I'm going to take Bam Adebayo higher than 21.5 points against the Bulls. The Heat against the Bulls playing a ton of high-scoring games. Obviously Bam and Harrow are the two main guys for that team, but I think Bam is going to enjoyed this matchup. I don't think there's anyone inside who's going to be worrying him. So give me Bam Adebayo higher than 21.5 points in this game against the Bulls. That is a 3x multiplier with Klay Thompson higher than 2.5 3-pointers made and Bam Adebayo higher than 21.5 points. NBA entry number 2, we're going to go with Kawhi Leonard higher than 23.5 points after the rest day yesterday. The Thunder are coming to town. I don't think Alperen Sengun, or no, not Thunder. The Rockets are going to come to town. I don't think Alperen Sengun is going to play in this one, so I like Kawhi's chances to get higher than 23.5. The man is a scoring machine when he's been healthy as of late. Let's keep that up. Speaking of scoring machines, let's go Domantas Sabonis higher than 19.5 points against the Nuggets. The Nuggets are coming to town. Domantas Sabonis is going to be able to score. He scored plenty of 20-plus point games in this matchup. Obviously, Joker is the center that he's going to have to face off against, but we know Joker is known for many things. Defense isn't necessarily one of them. Boards, sure. Assists, sure. Points, sure. But locking down guys like Domantas Sabonis, probably not really going to happen. Kawhi Leonard higher than 23.5 points. Domantas Sabonis higher than 19.5 points. That is a 3x multiplier. NHL entry number 2. Let's go with JT Miller higher than 0.5 points for the Rangers. JT Miller's just been consistently getting a point in all these games. I think the Rangers are going to be in trouble in this game. But I do think that JT Miller is going to be able to get a point. He's been doing it. He's going to keep on doing it. If you ask me, they're hosting the Flyers. The Flyers are obviously a team that can allow some goals, so that's why I like this one. And it's kind of a need it Rangers spot, and they still could get this, and it's still not going to help their playoff chances all that much. Then I'm going to take Macklin, Celebrini higher than 0.5 points against the Wild on the road. I know that Sharks are terrible. I know on the road they're terrible, but it's Fleury in the net for the Wild. A good shot to get some goals here. So I think Celebrini is going to get a good shot at getting a point because he is the leading point man for the Sharks team. That is a pretty conservative 2.13x. But as I always say, it's not always about having the biggest number, the biggest multiplier with your entry. Sometimes they've got to be a little bit, more conservative, and you just got to build the bankroll that way. So JT Miller higher than 0.5 points, Macklin, Celebrini higher than 0.5 points. Pitchers entry number 1. Dean Kremer plus Brendan Pfaadt higher than 0.5 first inning runs. I don't like Kremer. I don't like Pfaadt. I do like the bats on both the Orioles and on the Diamondbacks. So give me that one. Kremer plus Pfaadt higher than 0.5 first inning runs in that Orioles against Diamondbacks game. Then I'm going to go with Randy Vasquez versus Osvaldo Bido, higher than 0.5 first inning runs. Randy Vasquez and Osvaldo Bido have been pitching very well so far, but man, this park does allow for some long balls. So give me Randy Vasquez and Osvaldo Bido higher than 0.5 first inning runs. You saw the 10 runs scored by there were, what was it, like 9 runs scored in the first inning yesterday in that game between the Padres and the A's. I don't think it's going to change that much here. So 3x multiplier. Pitchers entry number 2. Nick Martinez versus Justin Verlander, higher than 0.5 first inning runs. Martinez is very familiar for all of these Giants players because obviously Martinez is a longtime Padre. Verlander has allowed some runs this year. That's all I'll say. The man is not in full form yet. The 40-something-year-old is not quite as dominant as he has been in years past. He probably will get there eventually, but not yet. Then I'm taking Landon Knack plus Jake Irvin in that Dodgers-Nationals game, higher than 0.5 first inning runs allowed. That is because I think that Knack is gettable. I think that Irvin is going to have a trouble against the lefties in the lineup for the Dodgers. Give me Knack and Irvin higher than 0.5 first inning runs allowed. That is a 3x multiplier. All right, Lotto entry number 1. We're going to go with Klay Thompson higher than 3.5 3-pointers made. We are double dipping here. We have him higher than 2.5 in the straight entry, but we're getting a little greedy here, adding one more to enhance this multiplier for the veteran Maverick man. Obviously his offensive role has had to change a little bit with Anthony Davis returning to the lineup. That's not necessarily a bad thing. That could also allow him to get some more shots. He hit 4 3-pointers in the last game against the Clippers. He hasn't played in a few days. So I think that's a good one. I mean, 2 of his last 3 games, he's gone this, and 3 out of his last 5, he's hit 4 or 5 3-pointers. So I definitely think that he can do it against the Lakers here. We're getting a good multiplier on that. Pairing that with Matt Zuccarello, higher than 0.5 goals for the Wild. You're getting 1.66x enhanced multiplier on that one, extra juicy. Just you can score on the Sharks. Anyone can score on the Sharks. I think you get a really, really nice price with Zuccarello there. Just because of the fact that everybody's got a shot to score here. Matt Zuccarello obviously is an important offensive piece of this team. He's only had 18 goals on the year in 65 games, but he's got a goal. He got a goal 2 games ago. And again, this is just a matchup that is going to allow for some goals to be scored. Next up, closing out this Dong Squad, Elly De La Cruz, higher than 0.5 stolen bases against the Giants. They need to get offensive going. If Elly gets on base, they need to capitalize on that. They need to make it happen. So give me Elly De La Cruz higher than 0.5 stolen bases, 25.96x multiplier or 12.97x/2.75x flex. As always, flex these long shots because if you go 2 out of 3, that's still pretty good given the odds on these. And if you get 2 out of 3, you want to be able to build your bankroll. You don't want to, I know it's fun to chase the 25-1 and whatnot, but at the end of the day, if you want to be doing this every single day, you got to take the profit when it's available, and that's why I say flex it. Speaking of flexing it, we obviously always say flex the Dong Squad. We got a little bit of chalk on here. We're starting out with Shohei Ohtani. Again, he's going against a lefty or a righty and Jake Irvin. That's beautiful. That is what we like to see out of the man Shohei. So give me Shohei higher than 0.5 home runs against the Nationals up in the nation's capital, especially after a demericing day yesterday for the Dodgers. They should get back. The bats should wake up here. Then we're going to take Yandy Diaz higher than 0.5 home runs against Yusei Kikuchi and the Angels at Steinbrenner Field there. So Yusei Kikuchi, I should say, just, he looks amazing on the strikeouts and he gives up long balls. I think Yandy Diaz is due for a homer here. I think he's got a good matchup. I think he's going to do just fine facing off against Yusei Kikuchi. And then Heliot Ramos, higher than 0.5 home runs against Nick Martinez. He's hit one off of him before. You're getting a really nice multiplier, like over 4x on him. Give me Heliot Ramos, higher than 0.5 home runs in that home game for the Giants. 125.25x if you play it straight up. Flex it 62.62x/12.57x flex. Definitely flex this one. We can get 2 out of 3, no problem. We can get 3 out of 3. I'm not going to complain about 62.62x coming home there either. Yesterday, I'm just going to quickly run down some yesterday. Obviously, we hit all of our pitcher ones with the yeses and no, or the higher and lower than 0.5 first inning runs allowed. And NHL, we fell short on one of them. We fell short on Elvis Merzlikins. He only allowed 2 goals, but the other one we hit, which was a 4.21x multiplier with Sidney Crosby and Nico Hischier. Crosby goal, Hischier assist. NBA, Kawhi Leonard didn't play, so that one kind of died. The other one, Miles Turner got there. Franz Wagner did not. And then in the MLB, we lost one because the player didn't start. And then in MLB number 2, 3.4x, we did hit that. So it was a very nice day yesterday. We hit 1 out of our 3 dong squads yesterday. And our lotto entry, unfortunately, did not come home. But it was a very nice day. Let's keep that up on this Wednesday. Thank you for listening. Good luck on your picks, and let's make some money.